how did you meet your wife? Best advice for long distance relationships. This is a good question. Maybe I should get Rachel for this one. Babe? Babe? All right, what's going on, guys? This is a really spontaneous video today, just the setup and everything. I am not wearing a hat. I think this is gonna be the first video, the entire video, I'm not gonna be wearing a hat. So if you guys are used to me wearing a hat, my apologies. This is what my head looks like. So just a couple weeks back, I did a little Q&A on my Instagram account, and I told you guys I was doing a little Q&A on my YouTube channel, so this is what it is. Now, I did try to film this just a few days back, and I was really sweaty. It was really hot, so right now I'm refilming this. And at the end of this video, I have this special announcement and a special project that I'm gonna be working on over the next few months, so I'll get you guys filled in on that at the end of this video. Other than that, I'm gonna dive right into the questions. So the first question I got asked is by Sanj P17, and again, my apologies if I slaughter your username or anything like that. He asked, if you had unlimited money and time, where would you go and why? So currently in my situation, if I had unlimited money, unlimited time, where would I go? I'd probably go to Bora Bora or the Maldives, one of those very romantic, high luxury vacations with my family. Being in quarantine for almost 2 months now, and has been driving me nuts, let's say. I'm a big tropical vibes guy. If you guys follow me on my YouTube channel, and if you guys aren't following, make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell. I have a ton of travel vlogs, but I love tropical vibes, beaches, anything like that, and Bora Bora or Maldives would definitely be a prime destination that I'd love to take Rachel and Meaty and my family there right now. So if we had unlimited time, 2 weeks in Bora Bora with nothing to do and unlimited money, that'd be perfect. Next question from It's Olivia Lauren. How did you budget your travels when you first started out? So that's definitely a good question. I've had a sales background for over 10 years now, so my tactics was to get as many collaborations and as many partnerships as I can. I did have a certain number budgeted that I kind of figured out could last me for a certain amount of time, but my goal obviously was to make money. But when I was traveling, when I quit my 9-to-5 job, when I wasn't doing this as like a project or as my business, which I currently do now, I think I just kind of did a lot of research. I just gauged where I wanted to go to. If it's Southeast Asia, I knew my dollar in America could go very far there. So I planned a majority of my trip in Southeast Asia. I did a 4-month journey around the world. I was in Southeast Asia for about 2.5 to 3 months. I was in Africa for like 10 days for like a 10-day safari. Then I was in Europe for a month. I wish I started off in the most expensive place and ended in the cheaper place, because it was like a shock going from Asia to Europe, but it was an incredible time. So short terms, my ways of budgeting it is do a lot of research and maybe go to places that the dollar goes a lot further. Next question from Sarah McKenzie. Any advice on how to edit photos and videos to look more professional? So when I was practicing and I realized I was going to take this seriously, I watched a lot of tutorials online, and I quit playing tennis, and I literally just practicing editing. I practice filming. I practice post-production, from photography to videography. I would recommend watching Peter McKinnon. He has incredible photography courses and techniques that he has on YouTube. YouTube is an incredible place for learning. So YouTube tutorials, I would say, and practice, because I think it's perfect. Practice makes perfect. Next question from Take More Vacation. What 3 words best describes you? I would say spontaneous, energy, and passionate. So I'm a pretty spontaneous person, obviously, based on quitting my job 2 times and traveling, although I did prep it out as well as I could. Energetic, I have a lot of energy. I'm always up at sunrise mission at 5 in the morning. Within I'd say after I wake up, like fully wake up, takes me about a minute or so. I'm like up and ready, I'm vlogging, everyone's like, how are you doing this? They have no idea, I have no coffee. So energetic and passionate. So I'm extremely passionate with whatever I do. If I'm playing tennis, I'm gonna give it 110%. I'm gonna train for it, prepare for it. I'm passionate in travel videos. I'm passionate with my family. I'd say I'm a very passionate person. From Take More Vacation again, where is the most interesting place you've been? So that's really a good question that I get a lot. For me, the most interesting, I would say, would probably be Israel. So I did a trip to Israel last year. I think I was there for a total of almost 2 full weeks. I did Jordan for a few days also. However, most of my travels, I'm based in Southeast Asia, so I'm used to Philippines, Thailand, Indonesia. India was kind of a culture shock just a couple months back. But in regards to interesting, definitely Israel. I never really traveled to that part of the world, and just the differences in each city, from going to Nazareth to Jerusalem, just knowing the history and culture. I did grow up religious, so I'm Catholic, and I learned a lot about Jesus and everything like that. So being able to see it firsthand was quite the culture shock, and it's completely different than a lot of the places I traveled to. And just behind Israel, I would say Morocco is really interesting too, and probably Johannesburg when I visited for my very first time when I did the 4-month around the world trip. If borders stay shut down for a long time to come, how will you earn money because of no travel? That's from Nak Kim. So that's definitely an issue that a lot of us are facing, a lot of businesses are facing too, so I hope everyone gets through this. But for me, and what I noticed a lot of my friends and content creators are doing, are creating eat products. So again, as I mentioned, this is a little preface at the end of the video, stay till the end of the video. I am coming up with something very, very special, and I'm gonna be working extremely hard on this the next few months, so get ready for that at the end of this video. But eat products, I would recommend, is the way to do it. My best friends Cam and Kels out in Bali just launched their presets yesterday, and Cam, I know, has been working extremely hard on his print shop website. I think that's what it is. I'm actually gonna put a link below. I'm gonna try to launch this video tonight. They have 50% off their presets right now, and I would highly recommend. I love Cam's editing, but overall in general, I would say e-products is something that I'm looking into, which you guys will hear at the end of this video, and just figuring out a way, figuring out a grind. I also do one-on-one consultations, so if you guys are interested, let me know. Message me on Instagram, but from my mind, I think e-products is one of the best ways that a lot of these content creators are going through right now. So the next question is from Alpha B. Dula. How do you manage time for your family as you've always been traveling? So that's a really good question, and I've had many conversations obviously with Rachel about that. So last year was officially our first year dating. I think we negotiated or concluded that I would be traveling 1/3 of the year and I'd be home with my family 2/3 of the year. And funny enough, I was actually home a lot more than 2/3. So one of the big things I'll do when I'm out on the road, or if I'm having projects for like a couple weeks traveling, I will get as much content as I can. So if it's like India, which was just 2 months ago, I will daily vlog, which I did for 8 days straight. And I have a lot of editing that I can get through when I get back. But I'll try to get as much content as I can, and I also try to take my family along as much as I can, so I'm always checking with Rachel, seeing if she has vacation days, if it's around holidays, and trying to plan trips around for my family to come with me too. It's tough, but we get through it very well, and communication's super important too. From Benjamin William Collins, do you prefer traveling alone or with a group? So I get this question a lot also. For me, I would say I love traveling alone because I'm able to get a lot more done, get a lot of content, but it's also difficult at the same time. And I do love traveling in a group or with friends or even with Rachel. It's always good having someone there with you, someone you could chat with, someone you can hang out with or be around, especially if you have like a 15-hour bus ride. So I would say if I had to select the percentage I'd like to travel solo, 1 out of 5 trips if I had to perfectly select it. So the other 4 out of 5, I'd like to be with people or meet friends. Next question from Zane Menzo. What's the main reason that would make you decide that you would have to go back to that destination? I would say positive vibes, good memories. Most likely if it's tropical, I'll probably like it. But good vibes, good memories. Depending on who I'm with too, I'm sure I'll have a great time. So yeah, I'd say some type of a tropical destination that I had extremely good memories and good vibes, and maybe caught some awesome content. From Angelo Stopsidis, can you tell what camera is needed for someone to start filming his traveling? I would say, honestly, I would say your phone, depending on how you want to go into this, but I know a lot of vloggers or YouTubers like me, myself, started off with a GoPro, so maybe start off with a GoPro. If you guys are looking to do a little vlogging, I would highly recommend the Canon G7X Mark II. It's an incredible vlog camera, and it's extremely affordable, and I think they have the Mark III right now, so the Mark II should be discounted, I'm guessing, but that's a good vlog camera. Get a drone. Drones are amazing for aerial and a different perspective, which is always nice to have in videos. But really, if you're honestly on a budget, start with your camera on your phone, and you can start making content just with this. Some of the best and most inspiring Instagram accounts that I've found are strictly with cell phones. So it's not just the camera or anything like that, it's how you edit it. So take this and start filming your travels, just a phone. From Yassine _, looks like a smiley face also, Sultani. How do you deal with your income from social media? Do you use PayPal or do you have a better choice? So yeah, I actually get paid most of my projects with PayPal. Sometimes I do get paid in cash. But I'd say majority of my projects I do PayPal. I'll have them send me a deposit, so like half the payment before the project starts and then half the payment after, or the rest of the payment when the project ends. I know there's other ways to transfer money that has like a cheaper fee or fees that are a lot less. I know PayPal is trying to compete with a lot of those places now, but primarily PayPal I would say is the way I handle the payments. Now from Wee Man Wonders, if you had to choose only one country to visit, which would it be? That's a really good question, and to be honest with you, right now it would probably be South Africa, which is a trip that I was supposed to go on about a month and a half ago from India. I've been to South Africa before, specifically Johannesburg, and I had fun. Unfortunately, I didn't get to explore it much, but I was supposed to go to South Africa, Cape Town for I think 6 nights before a 20-day safari, and that got postponed because of the coronavirus, and I had a lot of planned events, activities. I was really, really excited. So if I had to go to one country right now, it would definitely be South Africa. How do you plan your fantastic journeys? From Pasero_P. I use YouTube, so I watch a lot of travel videos. I watch a lot of travel vlogs. I sometimes read travel blogs and guides from some of my friends, but besides that, I watch a lot of travel videos. I talk to a lot of friends about their experiences. And I try to do as much research as I can online, and Instagram too. I find a lot of good photo spots through Instagram. From Take More Vacation again, I think. What are you looking forward to in the coming months? There's 2 huge things I'm looking forward to. One, for this quarantine and coronavirus and all this to, I don't think it's going to ever be over, but for it to dissipate, for kind of normal living to come back to life with shops open and everything. I know it'll be different for a while. And on top of that, I'm really looking forward to the birth of Rachel and my child, which is June 20th is the due date. Supposedly he might come a week or 2 earlier because this is Rachel's 2nd child. So definitely I would say I'm looking forward to the birth of our child, even though it's coming in this unfortunate times of coronavirus. So that's why I'm hoping that coronavirus goes away. And I'm super looking forward to Oliver coming June 20th, guys. From the Boho Guy, how long did it take you to realize your photos and videos were good for client work? So that's a really good question also. I'd say for me, it took me about a year of practice. You know, there's no really set time that says your work is good. After I practiced for a year, supposedly got my content better, I started sending out emails. I started sending out outreach to get collaborations and projects. And of course I got a lot of no's, but I did get 5 or 10 yeses out of 50 emails that I sent, and that's really all I needed. And as time kept gradually going, I would learn, I would get better, more yeses would come because my content would get better. I would eventually know how much my value is worth. You're obviously going to get some no's, some yeses, start high and then bring your pricing down. There's no really set time. Just after a lot of practice, after you feel good with it, just send everything out, try to get some clients, and see it from there. And of course, you're going to get better from there, hopefully. From Hannah Explores, how did you meet your wife? Best advice for long distance relationships. This is a good question. Maybe I should get Rachel for this one. Babe? Rachel's eating. So I met Rachel. She was the 3rd country I was traveling to full-time as a YouTuber. My friend that I was traveling with, he wasn't a content creator, but he was going on a lot of dates on Tinder. So everywhere I was traveling to for the first 3-4 months, he was going on dates. I was staying home and editing. We got to Thailand, and I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna swipe right and see what I find. I think there's this song that says, first is the worst, second is the best. I think it goes that way. But I had 2 dates on Tinder, and the second one was Rachel, and ever since that day, I think it was history from there. The second part of that question is best advice for long distance relationships. This is something that Rachel and I talk about a lot. My best advice would be communication. Communication is super important, especially when I'm traveling. And a lot of relationships, a lot of people feel like they have to check in with their wives, check in with their husbands, but I love Rachel so much that I kind of wish she was always there with me. So my way of showing her and feeling like she's there with me is showing where I'm at, letting her know where I'm going, taking a photo, a selfie. It just feels really good. It feels genuine, and I know she likes that. And she's even told me that the communication while I'm traveling all the time is actually better than almost all the relationships she had when they lived in the same city as her. So props to me, communication is key. And props to Rachel too. From Mafe_LAGES Lags. How long did it take for you to be able to afford travel by Insta and YouTube profits? So to be able to afford travel, I would say it took probably 7 to 8 months. After almost 10 months, it took me to monetize on YouTube. So roughly it took 10 months to monetize on YouTube. That's not a lot of money, but that is some income, which was nice. But at the same time, again, I try to get as many collaborations, as many partnerships that I can with hotels, with tour companies, with restaurants to keep my costs as low as possible. So, I would almost say immediately, and I'm really blessed to have 10 years of sales background into my knowledge, which is one of the reasons why I was really able to afford it pretty quick, because I got a lot of things compensated besides flights and food here and there. But realistically, it took about 10 months to monetize on YouTube, and full-time affording it, I would say 10, 11 months where I could just do it comfortably. It's from Take More Vacation again. What's your favorite food? So my favorite food. This is a good question. So one of the questions I love asking my friends is, if you had one last dish on the planet, if it had to be your last dish, what would it be? My favorite food would either be Mexican or sushi. Just high quality sushi meal, but nothing beats a delicious burrito from the Mission in San Francisco. So it's a toss-up between sushi and Mexican, but if you had me hold me to one of them, I'd say honestly Mexican. Give me a giant burrito with a basket of guacamole and tortilla chips, and I'm good to go. So Mexican food could be my favorite. Another question, I think this is the last question. So from Bia Herukuloko, how did you invest in budget before you started your travel? I had a 9-to-5 job. I worked my butt off for 10 straight months, and I saved as much money as I could. I feel like this aligns to everyone. I cut costs low, so from going out, partying, hanging out with friends, I think I was saying no to a lot of my friends the first month or two, and after that, they literally stopped asking me to go out. So I was able to save a lot of money from there. I ended up getting a camera, getting equipment, knew that I needed to buy stuff that can bring and provide value to these hotels, to these companies that I wanted to work with that'll allow me to travel even more. But I would say, yeah, that's how I was able to budget it. I was able to save a lot of money at a job, lay low, hunker down, plan out everything. Again, do a lot of research on YouTube, try to keep costs low. I love tropical vibes, so a lot of my travels is in Southeast Asia. That's where the dollar can go very far, and that's one of the ways I budgeted my travel. So research, hunker down, lay low, and save all the money you can, and that's when you're gonna be able to travel for a long time, hopefully. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this video in this makeshifty kind of room. This is actually where Rachel works during the quarantine over the last 45 days. It's like a small little office space, but it was an awesome Q&A, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now, the big news that I wanted to let you guys know is over the next 2 to 3 months, I'm gonna be working extremely hard on a sales mindset mastermind course. So I always get a lot of messages on how I'm able to travel for free with a small following. I was interviewed by Christian LeBlanc, Lost LeBlanc. I actually have a 34-minute segment in his LCA Academy on how I'm able to travel for free. I was also interviewed for my buddy Tom from Slovenia on his YouTube channel in a video on how I'm able to travel for free with such a small following. I want to teach you guys in the 10 years of sales knowledge from companies like LinkedIn, Groupon, everything on how I'm able to travel for free, how I'm able to basically make this into a lifestyle. Now, the best part about this video, it's not just for content creators, but it's going to be for digital nomads, anyone who has value in a product, and let's say they want to get collaborations, free hotels, free sponsorships, they're trying to sell something. I want to teach you guys the sales mindset, everything that I learned, all the way to showing you guys the templates that I use currently and walk you through them for hotels, for tours, all the way out to maybe baby products to show you guys that it works for everyone. So guys, be on the lookout for that. If you guys are interested in the sales mindset or mastermind course that I'm gonna be making in the next few months, comment down below, let me know. Maybe even comment down below your email address, and I'm gonna be putting you in this special Facebook group that I'm gonna be creating over the next couple of days, hopefully getting this out within the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for this course that I'm gonna be working extremely hard on and letting you guys know all the little sales tips and tricks that I've been using to make this into a lifestyle for me. So other than that, look out for that course. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Also hit that subscribe and notification bell so you guys are notified for the next video. Make sure you guys also comment down below on some other videos that you guys might want to see, or let me know if you guys are interested in the sales mindset course, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being the community. Cheers, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.